Good morning, everybody, and welcome to BCB Live, where we not only learn about, talk about, but where we practice the BCBs of trucking right here on the show for you and for everybody out there today. It is Drive Safe Dave along with Big Blue. Good morning, Big Blue.
The safest station in the nation.
That's correct, sir, and that's what we're here about, and that's what we're doing. Hey, we got the producer on the boards back there. What's going on, Mr. Producer?
Not a whole lot, just hanging out behind the board as I tend to do. Yeah.
Does he have a captain's hat on? Is that it's pretty resemblant?
I just want to know: is it worn and tattered? Is it? Have you?
Oh, it's. He probably bought it that way. You know, that's.
Did you buy that way? Is that?
No, this is actually.
He did not work that hat that way. There is no
not enough time in his life.
Well, no. What is it? Did he hit it with the computer?
Or is that a biking accident?
No.
Oh, it could have been a forehead accident from his chick again, right?
No, you can't. Well, okay, from his
chick.
Significant other.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a chick. It's a small chicken.
Okay.
So yeah, this is my grandpa's hat, and so he had it for a long time and gave it down to me.
I'm
so
good with that.
yeah,
I like that.
So it's, okay.
I like that, a pass down hat. That's kind of cool in and of itself. You know, did he give you any of the stories that he had with the hat?
He used it to coach football quite a bit. He was a big football guy, so this was his hat, rain or shine, all the time. So I've seen him with it plenty of times.
Nice.
So it was cool to get it passed down.
That I got a whole due respect for the hat.
I have met his grandpa too.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I sure have.
Oh, nice. A whole due respect for the hat right there. I won't be making fun of it now. It has that meaning. Have you heard that? You know that reminds me of that country western song, "The Hat." Have you know which one I'm talking about?
I don't know who's saying George Strait.
No, I can't remember. One of the guys and gals out there know which one I'm talking about. They'll let me know. They'll put it up there, post it up. Let me know what I'm talking about, where he says, yeah, you can try to take this hat, but let me tell you a little bit about it before you do. And then he goes through the whole story about everything on it.
Moving on to the next subject here at BCB Live.
I will tell you, an interesting article, Brian, was in the news, and it is a new ATRI initiative study where they are going through and they are, I guess, socially and profiling young people between the ages of 18 and 20 that will seem to have a better demeanor, to be safe out there on the roads, to have a little bit better and more mature attitude in order to get into the program of getting a CDL. Okay. During those. And
like that?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, the study, as you look into it, and you have to pass, first you have to pass like a psychiatric evaluation, right? To make sure that you have the right temperament. And you
would have never tried.
Oh, of course not. Oh,
They're like-
100%
They're
agree
like,
with you.
psycho.
100% agree that I would have never made this between the ages of 18 and 20. But let me tell you, for an industry that much needed labor force, a much needed individuals
We need a younger resurgence.
yeah, we do need a younger resurgence, and capturing them at ages of 18, 19, and 20. I think that really gives the business and the industry an opportunity.
So what company is capturing this? Is it a driving school? Are they going to Swift? Who actually is getting these 18 to 20 year
they're
olds?
doing
Obviously, you probably can't insure them until they're 21.
No, you can. What they're doing is it's a beta program that they're working on, not only to allow they can't do internet. I don't think they can do like interstate trade yet, but I think they can do intrastate commerce right now on a beta program. The article's pretty interesting. It really was more talking about how to realign and get younger blood into the system, because what's happening is when young people go into a career at 18 or 19, they can't get into trucking. So they go do something else first. And what they're trying to do is trying to find a way in which we can get somebody in right away.
So ban that through.
Yeah, I mean, in that way, they're coming in immediately and they're fulfilling the needs. And I'm okay with it if they find a good method. I mean, look, let's all use the old argument. You put somebody in an M1 Abrams at 18 years old, they can drive a $6.2 million tank anywhere that'll run over anything. And why can't they drive a truck? I mean, and they vote and they go to war and they do all of these other things that they have in their lifetime. Why can't they?
I think they can train to drive a truck. I don't think they should be released probably until, I would say if they start at 18, then they need to go 2 years of training. I feel like. I mean, just that's a. And there's probably progression stages where, okay, you're without a trainer, but you can only go city work. Or I really think they should throttle that down some. That way the program's successful, and don't push it through so quick.
No, I don't. I think the real
what I would
study
like
here,
to see.
yeah, the real study here is that they're trying to capture the right individuals for the job, not just open application.
With the I do like that.
They're actually going out and they're making you fill out a survey, and they're doing a study to find out if you're that kind of individual that already is safe. Like, I truly believe, like the producer, he drives safe. He drives the speed limit, right? Pretty much.
I'm saying he's a 10-2 guy.
He is probably a 10-2 guy. He's a safe driver.
Bingo.
Yeah, you're a safe guy. You don't speed, right, Dylan?
I want to say, yeah, he might speed a little bit, but he's definitely a 10-2 guy, and has the music down when he's rolling.
I saw Drive Safe's driving yesterday. I think I could go toe to toe in terms of safe driving with that guy. It was
oh yeah.
I had to clinch a few times, on the road last night.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's got issues.
I don't have issues. Thanks, Dylan. I'll tell you what, that's the last time I pump you up. Next
time you need to film that. Now we can sit it we can play it on the show.
And by the way, we got in late last night. What?
Dylan, do you have any Kleenexes?
I'm not crying. I'm just telling you the story.
Nobody cares.
What?
I
care. Do you care, Dylan? I care.
We've already had this.
My wife cares, and she's pretty important.
Know what? She really didn't care. She's like, I don't got this guy for one more day. This is Brian. Get out of here.
Brian, get out of here.
But anyways, just moving on. But she doesn't care.
She does care. But you know what? Interesting is we have to think outside the box, right? We have to come up with new and inventive ways.
The answer's never. What do I always say?
Oh my goodness! It's always Brian. What Brian always says.
The answer's never right in front of you. It's always out here.
Yeah, not always. Sometimes it's right in front of you.
Well, y'all don't typically
Sometimes,
see.
and while you're out there driving today, it's right in front of you. Sometimes, not always out here. Sometimes it's just right in front.
We're talking about problem solving.
I'm talking about life. But no, I'll tell you. Let's be honest. I was excited about the article. I think it's a new and inventive way.
So where are they spot checking the test? Like, are they having them like in the Northwest?
It's actually just beginning up, and they're just.
So
doing
where are they beginning that at? In the Northeast,
that's great.
Most populated.
Dylan, you got that pulled up?
I believe it's starting up in Minnesota, and they're bringing it down from there. It's getting tested out over in Minnesota before going nationwide.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's
Trying to get
cool.
some of them kids out of the cold.
Well, I do know that if I remember right, I remember about a year ago, I was in the understanding that there was another trucking company that was doing intrastate in Mississippi, intrastate work with individuals younger than 18 to 20, and they're doing intrastate work as well.
I got a story about Minnesota. Remember Boris Taylor?
Uh-huh.
So Boris
Boris was a former dispatcher, one of the first.
Yeah, yes, sir. And so Boris was
my dispatcher.
I worked with Boris for a long time at Airborne Express.
Oh, you did?
And so me and Boris actually carpooled for years to work together at Airborne, and so we got to know each other really well. So Boris, he was from West Memphis, Arkansas, and
Yes.
so somehow he moved up to Minnesota.
Yeah, it happens that way.
Yeah, and he was like, okay, probably not a good idea. So Boris said it's winter, dead of winter, and he goes, Boris didn't miss work, and so that dude goes to the gas station. He goes, he knew it was cold, right? He just didn't know how cold it was. He gets out. He said it was the worst thing ever. He said there is nobody out in the entire town. And then he realizes it's like -30. He said the town had shut down. He said he's out there trying to fill up. He said
Freezing
he said
to
he
death.
couldn't even like grip it. That was like, he goes, Brian, he goes, he goes, like the next couple of weeks, I moved back.
I will, yeah,
He goes, I had no idea what I was doing. And he goes, that was evident. Time to go south.
Well, I'll tell you, I've been in some of those cold weathers, and almost every driver out there, having been driven up north and been in, I have been in -30, -50, just west of Green Bay.
Yeah,
in the wintertime.
-50 is time to, hey.
Yeah, you spit, because you know how it just runs, you know how your water just starts running, cracks. You can hear it crack when you spit, before it even hits the ground. That's how cold it is. And it's ridiculous. And that is not for me. I think that is for some people. I'm just saying personally, I'm out on that.
Yeah.
But it is cold, but it does get hot here too. So I mean, it depends on where you go. And anyway, we were talking about the initiative study. I don't know how we got off on Boris, but that initiative study, I think it's a great way.
We're talking about Minnesota.
New way and a cool way to.
That's good article. Good article. So it's going to Minnesota. Does it say how it spreads from there, or they just?
They're partnering up with the Minnesota Trucking Association. So I think if it goes well there, they're just going to start pitching it to other.
Yeah, they're going to find a way to get it.
One of it's going to be at the TCA in September. I bet you it will be.
That'll be neat.
Yeah, that'll be interesting for sure.
There was an article also, there's a large influx. We talk about the show and we talk about safety, and there was a article on the paper today, which there were 10 people killed in a crash on the border again. Another van ran into a pole, had 29 people in the van crossing the border illegally. They weren't being pursued. They just lost control. When you overpack a vehicle like that, it becomes top heavy and it's not safe.
No, the way distribution
it's
is not made for that vehicle.
It's not made for that vehicle, and there were 30 people in the van, and 10 were killed, including the driver, when it collided, and many are still in serious condition. And it was in a border town just north of the border. Do you remember what border town it was?
It was actually right here in Texas. I believe it was Encino, Texas.
Oh, yeah.
About 50 miles north of McAllen. So there were, like you said, 30 people in the truck. Nobody walked away unscathed, with 10 people being killed in that crash and 20 more being injured.
All went to the hospital.
And all to the hospital. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just another it's just another symptom of what's going on out there in regards to coming across the border. Man, it's just we've got to keep the mindset of what's going on out there. And if you're running to Laredo, and if you're running
we had trucks running down there daily.
Yeah,
so,
down right. Just be mindful of what's out there and be careful when you're out there and understand the dangers that are associated with these border towns. We don't want to definitely get tangled up in anything like this because it's happening. It's real world stuff, and we've just got to be aware of it. And I did see a funny article about the watermelons coming across the border. Another set of watermelons have been dosed up. What is that? There you go. More melons with more cocaine. Stuffing watermelons with cocaine and putting them back together and then shipping them across the border.
Yeah, I know we were talking.
Blew it back. Or how did you do that?
Who knows exactly how they do that, but they cut it and then they take some of the melon out and they stick it with this cocaine and then they ship it across again. And they found it. I think they're getting pretty good at finding
Talk
this
about some
stuff.
expensive watermelon.
Yes, it's expensive water.
And we were talking about thinking outside the box. You know, sometimes you got to think outside the box. Well, they thought inside the watermelon
Inside
for
the
this
box,
one. You know,
yes,
so it
absolutely.
was 70 pounds of cocaine inside of this.
Yeah, that's
watermelon.
probably not cheap.
No, that's. I think it's
I don't know what. Did they say what the street value was in the article? I couldn't.
It just said
70
they
pounds. I don't know.
found
That's a
70
lot.
pounds of cocaine inside of watermelons and also peppers. So lots of
you mean like
fruits
the bell
and
pepper?
vegetables,
I mean,
like bell
it'd have to
peppers.
be-
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say it'd have to be because I can't see put it in a
jalapeno.
or even a serrano. That would be.
Well, I'm good. I'm glad they did their job. We don't need it here.
No, we don't need it here,
Yeah,
and we
good
don't
job.
need it. Yeah, and we don't need it in this country. It is definitely bad. I'll tell you. Did you see? You know, you're big on sports. You know, we talk about sports a little bit. That what was his Messi? Do you know Leon? You know the Messi, the soccer player for Barcelona Football Club?
The 34-year-old soccer star that is not going back. And
He's
gonna
not
be
going
the
back
most
to-
touted soccer player right now.
So where do you think he's going? Does anybody have any idea?
Well,
where-
they did have an idea. I actually heard it on the radio this morning, and I can't remember the name of it. But not too many teams can afford him.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
The reason he left was they were like, we can't afford this guy.
No,
Well,
It was
I
a
mean,
money deal.
no. They had a deal.
They
He was
had a
supposed
deal.
To sign.
Yeah, this was actually
supposed to-
kind of out of the
This
blue.
is like left field. Him walking
Yeah.
off from it. They had money ready to go, and he goes, yeah, okay, no, I'm gonna go test the waters.
Yeah. Well, what
So
happened
they
was
said
he
this
had-
will be the most touted soccer player
In the history.
Well, not in the history. I don't know about that, but I do. As far as right now, here and now, he is the most touted soccer player, and he's available, and he's 34.
I mean, he's played 778 games for Barcelona and scored 672.
Yeah,
both
amazing.
of those being record numbers.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, no, but he did initially
insane.
signed a 5-year deal with Barcelona, but eventually La Liga just said, we have a spending limit. You can't do this anymore. So while they had a deal initially, he's now going to be a free agent going through the European leagues, and who knows, maybe he'll retire. I mean, the guy's the most paid athlete in the entire world.
I don't know
so-
if he's going to retire. I think he's going to capture some more dough.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And plus, I think they still say he's in phenomenal shape. And, I think his injury history was pretty good.
I'm sure the guy is in phenomenal shape, being the top soccer player in the
In the
entire
world.
world.
No, I'm just saying, probably looks something similar to Dover. I mean, if you get that picture.
Yeah. I'd run the length of a soccer field one time, and that'd be laid
I don't
out.
even think you can get
Yeah,
the
oh,
full
yeah.
length.
I can make it with one length, and then that'd be done.
No, I don't even think you get the full length.
Yeah, I should be the goalie.
Maybe if
that
that
I
garden
just-
snake was chasing you.
Oh, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, well, soccer players run about an average of 7 to 9 miles every game. So, you know, yeah, it's not
you
just
got
it's
that.
not
I got
just the
that.
soccer field.
Easy.
Yeah.
I'm knocking that out 7 to 9 miles. Hey, we'll be right back with safety right after this message.
Thanks for joining us for Rapid Fire. We are here today with Patricia. We're just going to jump right in.
Okay.
What's your favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Invisibility or super strength?
Super strength.
Place you most want to travel?
Hawaii.
What's your favorite junk food?
Chips.
Would you rather cuddle with a baby panda or a baby penguin?
Panda.
Are reindeers real creatures?
I think so.
Do you know how to salsa dance?
Yes.
Yes, that was fast. And finally, what's your ideal outside temperature?
75.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you so much for joining us.
All right, everybody, we're back. Drive Safe Dave, Big Blue, and Dylan behind the boards today here at BCB. Hey, we want to talk a little bit about the BCBs of trucking, and one of the things we want to emphasize today are the numbers of success that we're having right now. They are 80 and 21.
Correct.
We are doing phenomenal.
So 80 being what?
The accident, preventable accidents.
DOT recordables.
That's right. And
Okay.
they are at 80 days without one.
Okay, so on the 21, for us, BCB Live, that is get out and look goal, right?
That is get out and look.
Okay, so that's anything that I think that's cost us money on that, because we did have a little accident, but it didn't cost us money the other day. We did tap on something.
Yeah, there was no way. We bumped. The guy reported it like he's supposed to, but there was no effect to the trailer, no effect to the equipment, and no effect to what he touched. So he did what he was supposed to do in reporting it, but there was no. He felt it bump.
So that did not count against the
Right.
20.
Yeah, because
the
there was
ongoing-
no deal. So, but great. We want to make sure that everybody